Hi, this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and let's do a tarot reading for today for those who are open and willing to receive the messages. Spirit, messages for my collective. Already pre-shuffled the cards, but Spirit wants me to keep on shuffling. Okay, here we go. The World. The World is the successful completion of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Now, something's definitely ended here, but I feel like you're kind of worried about what's coming up in the future. The Nine of Swords is very much a card of, it's the Nightmare card. It's basically worrying about, it's anxiety and worry about something that is really nothing worth worrying about. Because here there is a King of Pentacles, so that's the energy of someone who, I don't want to say sitting in the lap of luxury, but this is definitely an energy of someone who's abundant, someone who's generous, someone who's loving and kind and caring, and who has everything they need in their life. We have a Four of Swords. So now this is very much an energy of maybe you might feel like there's nothing happening. The Four of Swords is very much a healing energy. It's like taking a break. So maybe you've just come out of this time where things were really topsy-turvy in your life. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. Your life was very, very hectic. And now it's almost like you're at a standstill. You're taking a break away from all of that, or maybe Spirit has kind of forced you into a timeout. That could be it too. That happens sometimes. Sometimes that could mean if Spirit wants us to rest, and with the energies that we've been having since the new moon, we have very much been pushed into resting because there are things happening within us. There are changes occurring within us, healing energies that very much require for us to rest. So if maybe you've gotten sick all of a sudden, or plans that you might have had didn't go through, this is very much Spirit working behind the scenes, telling you to take it easy, because there are things happening that require you to take care of your body and to take care of yourself, to rest. The Ten of Swords, there's something in your life that has ended. Now, and again, with the World card, there's definitely a cycle that's come to an end. And you will know what this is. If this is your reading, you know that there's something that's over and done with, whether this is the relationship, whether this is a job. This can be anything in your life. You are leaving that behind and you're walking into something new. The tens are always the ends that get us to a new beginning, right? Now, the Seven of Swords, this is very much an energy of, it's a sneaky energy, but I don't feel anything negative here on your end. I feel like you might be, you see how on this card behind him, there's like a fair or something, and he's walking away with all these swords. But I feel like you are just trying to stay away from people who would meddle in your affairs. This is the energy I'm getting off this card. This to me is not an energy of thievery or anything malicious that's that you're doing or that someone is doing against you. Because I feel like there are people and situations that you've walked away from. This might actually really have to do with that ending that's occurred. Maybe let's, for instance, say that there's a job that you walked away from, or maybe you lost a job and now you don't want people to know what has happened. This can also be the end of a relationship. Maybe the people that were around you in this relationship, maybe you're kind of avoiding them at this time. You're avoiding the people who you usually talk to quite a bit, who know what's been happening, and you just don't want to share. You don't want to talk with anybody about what's happened. And I feel like that's very good, especially with that healing energy that you're in right now, because I feel like if you were to talk to other people, the healing wouldn't occur. You wouldn't be able to heal, because it would be like you never walked away from that situation. The more you talk about a situation, you're not leaving it behind, you're still feeding it energy. If you, let's say, ended a relationship, or you ended a job, and then you talk to other people and you're telling the story, you're very much keeping your energy attached to that situation, which means that the healing, because whatever you're leaving behind, there might be some grief work that needs to happen now. Even because even if this was not a good job, even if this was a terrible relationship, even if there was a lot of trauma associated with that, it doesn't matter, because if this is something that you were tied to for a long time, your identity was attached to that. You may have had close friendships, you may have had close relationships, there might have been love involved in some instances if this was a relationship. And leaving that behind, there is going to be grief. Even if there was fighting at the end, if there was stuff that was going on that was making you angry, the ending of things always comes with some grief. So stop talking to other people about what happened, right? Because it's going to keep you stuck. Um, you need to spend some time by yourself. And when you've kind of recuperated a little bit, then let other people back in again. But I feel like with the King of Pentacles, you're doing fine. Like, this is not a bad ending. This is actually going to lead you to better things. A lot of times when things happen in our lives, it's because there were lessons attached to the situation that were learned. These lessons are done and over with now, and it's time for new things to come in. It's time for new lessons, new experiences, new beginnings. And usually, especially if you've had some terrible experiences in this last cycle, there's going to be better things coming in now. And maybe you've learned discernment in this cycle. Maybe you've learned to stand up for yourself. And now you're not going to accept less than you deserve. So this is beautiful. So take some time to just sit with yourself, to go through what has happened. Kind of keep your distance from everyone for a bit. It's okay to sit with yourself. It's actually very important to your healing process to spend some time by yourself without any distractions, and to really sit and think about this, let out the grief, maybe journal. And if you're really struggling, get some counseling, but not from the people who were involved in the situation. Find a professional, someone who is not biased. So that's what I got for you today, guys. You got this. Love and light. We'll talk again soon.